We don't know how much client are basically tapped by our staff, how much client they are visiting on a daily basis. Most of the people are not able to claim their TADA. This is not a software in which we are forcing the people to make them to track. This is the software will also help them to understand what they are performing. Understand करने के लिए, उनका परफॉर्मेंस जानने के लिए, वो दिन भर में क्या कर पा रहे हैं, तो उनका फीडबैक समझने के लिए कि वो कहाँ उनको चीज़ें के इम्प्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत है, कहाँ कुछ लोग गलत रास्ते से भटक रहे हैं, उनको इम्प्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत है. सिस्टम में ट्रांसपेरेंसी और इन्फॉर्मेशन फ्लो जो मैनेजमेंट के लिए है वो इससे बहुत तेज़ी से आता है. आपको समझ में आता है कि आपको किन एरिया पे और काम करना चाहिए और कहाँ पे जो है आप अपने प्रोसेसेस को उस लेवल पे एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे हो जो स्टाफ नहीं कर पा रहा है.
Hello sir, I'm Apurva from TrackoField team.
So thank you so much first of all for taking out time for this quick session that we are going to have today. We're going to have a good chit chat. So this is more or less to understand your how you have faced all the challenges and difficulties, and maybe you have overcome them as well. There are certain things that you will be coming up again in the future as well. So let's discuss that a little bit.
Thank you very much. Thank you, madam, for giving me opportunity. So total, if you see, I am also having around 17 years of experience, and seeing how the NBFC sector has grown in the last 20-30 years. Mm-hmm. So the sector has grown from the paper pen to now the mobile technology. As the sector has moved in the last 10-15 years, requirement of technology has been increased to make the processes more systematic, their day routine work more systematic. If we talk about in last 10 years before, then the situation was most of the things were done on a paper pen, and even the people from the NBFC sector people are comfortable and they were more disciplined. They have basically very serious about the job. But in the last 5-4 years, and the new generation has come, so they have a lot of opportunity there. They are ambitious people. They are also techno savvy. So in order to have a better management of this segment, new generation, you require to have a better understanding, better control of the technology. So there you need to track the people in the right way, or that's helpful for them also, because that will help them to have a plan in a better way. And this will help increasing the efficiency of not only for organization but also for a person. If he can follow the process technology and properly, so it will definitely going to help the increasing the efficiency also. And management also have a better control on the process of the information flows. They're also understanding what the staff is doing. So this is making the processes more transparent, so
there's a lot of visibility,
right? And the person who is actually working is actually very much of clear who is working and who is not working. For the management, then it is taking a transparent decision is much more easier. Okay. And also the fast decision making is also very much possible after coming a lot of technology.
Great. So, sir, from your experience in NBFC operations, what were the main challenges you have been facing, you have faced in the field operations? And when you look at technologies like TrackoField, which is being used today, how has it changed the way you look at the operations, field visibility, and day-to-day control?
Basically, in the field, when you have a mass number of people, it is very difficult to control manually.
Correct.
If you talk about, again, I will come to the 10-year backs. So there were high strong processes. There were multiple layers of the supervisors. By that you are able to control with the help of the discipline. So the last 4-5 years, the next generation, as I mentioned, more ambitious. So their targets are different. Their basically requirements are different. So in order to have a better understanding of their performance work, so you need to have some understanding what they actually are doing. In order to, I will not say the track, but in order to understand what the person is doing in a day routine job, TrackoField is a software basically help both the management also and with the field team also. For a management is basically to understand who is sincere about his job, who is performing the job very well. So for further taking a decision about their careers also, and about the organization's control also. For NBFC, the financial things are also very important. To have a minimizing the risk there also very important. So to have better control on risk, so fraud should not happen, and product efficiency also if the properly the staff use. And for a staff also it's very helpful for because they can plan their day very well. They can assign their targets on a daily basis, and once they assign, they need not to worry about their day jobs. And for an organization like us, which is actually looking to have a more transparency in their basically reimbursements also, so there it's also help to have the exact to the basically the reimbursement which they actually eligible. So that's the thing which really help us to have a differentiation between the good people and their career path. Also for the team to have more efficient way working, and basically to have a better career opportunity in the future.
Since you mentioned fraud, sir, so I wanted to ask you, there was this big thing that was happening in the past, like no visits, fake visits, or maybe low visits.
Right.
Is that what you're referring to here?
Definitely. By this, there's a useful for the staff also, because first the staff has to plan his work. Mostly the problem of this segment people are there, the staff which is there, and they are not so basically efficient to plan their daily job on so frequently. But this is making people to plan their work on a daily basis. So then their efficiency will automatically increase.
Correct.
And for then you know all the where the staff is going, what he is doing. So the possibility of having it, a financial control is also there. So risk mitigation is also very much happening, where the time he is spending unnecessary, he is not wasting the time. For the management, these are important things which you can help to have a better control for the risk management.
So, the structured, system that you're getting now is helping you out to overcome that?
Right. The TrackoField is basically this is not only the basically for tracking for the staff or tracking for information for the management that we are in discussion. They are going to make a lot of other things in the system, by which that a lot of other manual work like claim of travel claims is they will not to be do. The management they also have not required to fill their monitoring sheets also. They can plan their basically the daily work on a daily basis on even the night also. So multiple things will be created in the future. And the risk size also, they are also developing the basically the geography which are more risky, where we should not go, and that will be helpful for both the staff also, because they should not enter in the area which is not very good for them to enter, because ultimately these are people who will basically suffer in the time of the collection also. So there also the control is helpful for them. So multiple things we are moving in the future, and we'll try to automate the thing. The manual intervention will not be there, because that always bring the biasness. So then the biasness will come, so then transparency will not be there. So in order to make the thing more transparent, risk management, so this is a continuous evaluation process. And then system will be more of having the brain. The basic difference between the lot of software available in the market is basically they are doing very good in tracking, but that's not the ultimate goal of this particular having the softwares. If you can put a brain on this particular, no individual should drive. When an individual driving, then comes the biasness. When the system drive itself, then the biasness of the system goes. So that will make the system and the people also aware about there is a more transparency. And when you go the transparency for the staff level management, this is a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So, since you mentioned geography as a go-to strategy, how do you, see system like TrackoField, which gives you a structured, data supporting for your future growth, especially in expanding, geographies, maybe scaling up the manpower or another geographical structures? Like, how does the kind of visibility and structure helps you plan growth in a more controlled and sustainable way?
Basically, definitely is basically providing the daily movement of the particular person. So when you're going in geography, your target is more to have more awareness about the product into the field. So you know whether what the stuff, because as of now we don't know. When we are going in a new geography, we don't know how much client are basically tapped by our staff. how much time they are visiting on a daily basis. So that will actually help us to have a more understanding what they are actually doing. There will not be always an intent issue. There might be some issue of the training.
Correct.
So that will also help us to identify who are the person who actually need to be trained on the technology, process, product. So there also we can work on this for the new geography also and old. And particularly old geography you talk about, then you have mass number. As of now, we have more than 1400 field people are there. So by controlling manually on discipline basis, as of now, is not possible.
True.
Because the people have a lot of ambitions. There are a lot of, so there is a possibility of deviation of their basically intent. Their basically possibility is there. So in order to have control on them, and not only control, I will say the more transparency with them. So there we can have this software, and this will help. Another, I will give one more example, that the most of the people are not able to claim their TADA for 3-4 months.
Oh.
There we are actually, if the software will move in that direction, the claim will be generated by itself.
Yeah.
Then we also putting the PMS also, that will be auto generated. So a lot of things will be transparent. This is not a software in which we are forcing the people to make them to track. This is the software will also help them to understand what they are performing. They themselves know, and many of the work which is redundant, just like making a travel plan, which is a very tedious job. People don't want to do that. That will be automatically omitted. This will know by themselves.
Correct.
You know the heat maps also, where the geography should not go, which are the geography, the negative places. So that will to have a more basically risk management processes side also there. The multiple things, as things are evolving, report generation also they are looking for on AI base.
Those are usual manuals.
Right. So they are also unnecessary job which not required to be there. But as not to having the technology available which we not have till now. Now we have TrackoField. Now future we can to have this automation of this all the thing in the future, and to make the redundant job to remove from our system, and to make the people more efficient.
Wow, that's great. So over the years, how do you see the relationship between leadership and technology evolving in NBFC operations? Like what kind of a partnership do you see? Do you believe organizations with platforms like TrackoField can scale responsibly and sustainably?
As of now, we cannot live without technology. That's very much for sure. TrackoField is the one of the technology you have to utilize this now. People are moving on the AI based calling. To see all the CRM part has been moved on the AI based. There is no agent calling is there. Yeah. There are multiple things are coming, and in order to have a more accurate flow on the system, to have a better understanding how the things are going, you need to have a technology at maximum place wherever it is possible. Basically, without technology, cannot live as of now.
Correct.
So technology has become an essential part of any other organization, and it's similar with the NBFC. So having a better basically understanding of not only the field, all the processes, because making processes is a much more easier thing, but execution is the main which differentiate between the NBFC and another. In order to make the more thing executable, there's a technology is required to be there. Okay. Because every individual has a different thought process.
Correct.
In order to make everyone to do the same job, you have to have some control.
To streamline.
Right. So in order to have a streamline, you need something there, you make the people to do their job.
To work on the same path.
Of technology.
Correct.
If you remove the technology, then everybody will do their job.
They will get scattered.
Right. And the scenario if you talk about the financial sector also in the last 15 years has changed abruptly. People are more aware about how to take the finance. They know the lot of understanding about the financial sector. So the knowledge is there. And there is staff is less knowledge, having the less knowledge, but the client is having the more knowledge. So in order to make your processes to execute in the right way, there is required a technology on different level. And TrackoField is one of the thing which we basically to make the people to plan properly, to make him reach there properly, and to make him understand that if he will perform his job in the right way, then definitely is going to have a better basically result in the future.
This is really, helpful for us, sir, because our intention never was and will never be just to build the tool, but to understand how leaders like you actually run operations on the ground and how we can make TrackoField even more meaningful and better for NBFCs.
Right.
So before we close, I have a small request from you. Could you please just take 1 or 2 minutes, like to speak about TrackoField, whatever comes to your mind, like anything that comes to your mind, just for an experience for the people on ground and for the leadership perspective. So this message reaches to all the leadership teams.
मैं सबको यही, जितने भी एनबीएफ सेक्टर, इवन द बैंकिंग सेक्टर, जितने भी लोग हैं, उनको ये समझाना चाहता हूँ कि एक जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो हर लेवल पे ट्रांसपेरेंसी और एफिशिएंसी को और रिस्क मैनेजमेंट जो है उसके लिए बड़ा हेल्पफुल है कि चीज़ों को कैसे प्लान किया जाए। तो सीनियर मैनेजमेंट के लिए डेफिनेटली इतने बड़े माथ लेवल पे जो स्टाफ है उनको बेसिकली अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए, उनका परफॉर्मेंस जानने के लिए, वो दिन भर में क्या कर पा रहे हैं, तो उनका फीडबैक समझने के लिए कि वो कहाँ उनको चीज़ें के इम्प्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत है, कहाँ कुछ लोग गलत रास्ते से भटक रहे हैं, उनको इम्प्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत है। सिस्टम में ट्रांसपेरेंसी और इन्फॉर्मेशन फ्लो जो मैनेजमेंट के लिए है वो इससे बहुत तेज़ी से आता है। आपको समझ में आता है कि आपको किन एरिया पे और काम करना चाहिए और कहाँ पे जो है आप अपने प्रोसेसेस को उस लेवल पे एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे हो, जो स्टाफ नहीं कर पा रहा है।
करके
और मिडल मैनेजमेंट और जो नीचे वाली टीम है उसके लिए डेफिनेटली, जैसे मैंने बताया कि बहुत सारी जो है ऐसे, बहुत मतलब जो फील्ड ऑफिसर है उसके लिए तो बेसिकली उसके लिए सबसे बड़ा मुश्किल काम होता है कि दिन का वो क्या करने वाला एक्टिविटी है उसका प्लान करना है। तो उसका वहीं से ये सपोर्ट कर रहा है कि आप अपना आइए, डेली अपना प्लान करिए, उसके हिसाब से आपको एक बार प्लान करने के बाद आप ऑटोमेटिकली जो है आपका जो है रास्ता बन जाता है और आप उसके हिसाब से आप अपना प्लान करिए, उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते जाइए, तो आप पे पर ज़्यादा फिर लोड नहीं। तो ये इससे आपका दिन का जो प्लानिंग करने के लिए उसको एग्जीक्यूट करने में आपकी डेफिनेटली हेल्प करता है और उससे आपका एग्जीक्यूशन। और हमारी जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इफ टॉक अबाउट सीड्स है, हम इसको बेसिकली एक्चुअल फ्यूल पेमेंट के लिए भी यूज़ कर रहे हैं। तो वो जितना मेहनत करता है उसको हम चाहते हैं कि उसको पूरा उसका पेट्रोल का पैसा मिलना चाहिए। तो उसके लिए हम बिल्कुल इसके लिए हम मतलब ट्रांसपेरेंटली देना चाहते हैं। जो मेहनत करता है, जो मेहनत नहीं कर पाते या नहीं कर पाते तो उनका उस हिसाब से उसका पेमेंट था जो जितनी मेहनत करे। तो एक काइंड ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी सिस्टम में जो है फ्यूल पेमेंट में भी हम लाना चाहते हैं। और इसके अलावा मिडल मैनेजमेंट के लिए, जैसे मैंने बोला, उनको मल्टीपल ब्रांचें विजिट करना है, ट्रैवल क्लेम है, वो सब रिडंडेंट जॉब जो रिपोर्ट बनाते हैं वो सब सिस्टम में ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएंगी। तो मैनेजमेंट के लिए भी आसान है कि उनके पास जो विजिट्स किए उनका फ्लो जो है बहुत तेज़ी से, तो कोई भी कहीं पे रिस्क आ रहा है, कहीं पे आपको कोई एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स की आवश्यकता है, वहाँ पे आप इमीडिएटली एक्शन ले सकते हो। और मिडल मैनेजमेंट के लिए भी बेसिकली, कंट्रोल्स के लिए भी बेसिकली, उनको अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए भी एक अच्छा टूल है। और आगे जाकर के इवन द रिस्क के लिए बहुत सारा काम किया जा रहा है और रिपोर्ट को ऑटोमेटिकली जनरेट करने के लिए बहुत कुछ किया जा रहा है। तो ये जो है एक बेसिकली आपका बेस है जो आपको मल्टीपल वेज से जो है आपके रिस्क मैनेजमेंट एफिशिएंसी बढ़ाने के लिए हर लेवल पे बेसिकली आपको सपोर्ट कर सकता है। आपके कई रिडंडेंट जॉब जो है वो ख़त्म हो सकते हैं, बेटर प्लानिंग कर सकते हैं।